guys, I've got some pretty bad news. Black Clover chapter 358 is kinda killing everyone. Jack is dead, Mereoleona is dying, and even the NPCs are being disconnected now. But most importantly, this is all turning Yami into a devil.
This is bad.
Now, to understand how Black Clover has gone from this to this, we must first rewind to chapter 357, as following Morgan's fatal blow to Jack, our boy Yuno unleashes a powerful spell that will surely avenge him and defeat Lucius. Oh.
It's hopeless. It isn't going to get any better. No matter where I turn, there's no escape.
You see, Lucius has absorbed the Lucifero and with that has embodied his Chad energy, blocking Yuno's blade with one hand Aizen style just like he did to Asta. That's just how busted Lucius is right now. Not only does he have the power of heaven and hell, he can throw hands.
You want to catch these hands?
I mean, after all, Lucius himself states that such powerful magic that completely opposes him, such as Yuno's Never Neverland, isn't enough to go against him as he can't keep it up for very long. A reoccurring theme when battling undying bodies, as you're about to find out from this video. Lucius says, in the end, your struggles are pointless. It only prolongs the suffering. And well, to be honest, he's kind of got a point. After all, Jack has seen better days. Because as he lays there bleeding by Yami's side, the inevitable dead character flashback begins. We witness the moment the two first meet as Jack confuses Yami for an enemy before getting quickly humble, stating that if Yami was serious, he could have easily taken Jack's left eye out. But before the two are allowed to scrap it out any further, Morgan appears to break up their little squabble as the rest of the civilians watch on in awe of the generational light and dark duo from the Grey Deer, whilst Jack makes it his entire life goal just to slice up Yami one day because, well, he's quite evidently built different. Now, yes, he may have failed miserably in that regard, but at least he has the chance now to make a real difference in his final moments as he tells Yami to move aside. Until now, Jack has been honing his blades to the max by slashing his opponents down, which allows him to release one final attack before Morgan can send his ass up into heaven. And so Jack puts his all into it and casually splits the entire ground in half for miles, one-shotting angels that the entire kingdom combined couldn't seem to deal with.
I owe you an apology, I wasn't really familiar with your game.
But all in all, Jack's final slash wasn't enough, as he and his grimoire now disintegrate into nothingness, which 100% confirms that he's actually dead. Well, at least he is for now.
What do you mean by that?
We all know that everyone Lucius kills, he plans to bring back to life with undying bodies. That's why he has such little care for human life, as seen when he selfishly led Zenon to despair by having him kill Alan in cold blood. Because if Zenon had given up being a devil host, Lucius's entire plan would have gone up in flames. He also used his own brother Dante the Simp to draw Lucifero out so that he could die and steal his heart. Something we've already seen pay off in this chapter with his insane physical strength. He also brought Magicula to Vanica and had her posed as one of the kings of the underworld when in actuality it was Astaroth. Now the reason he manipulated all of his siblings, leading them to their deaths, was so that he could bring them back using their bone, blood and body magic along with his own soul magic to reshape the human race, as Lucius believes that the weak die easily and that it will not be possible to protect them all, and so they must be destroyed temporarily and then regenerated with undying bodies. And so, yeah, while we're all happy that Tabata finally had the balls to kill off a character for real this time, considering that Jack's entire character arc revolves around him cutting up Yami, it makes sense that he will now be reborn as a paladin so that he can indirectly achieve that. By becoming a paladin, Jack will reach a whole new level of power. After all, to become one, Lucius needs to juice you up on devil steroids by injecting a devil soul into you, and we all know that being a devil host boosts your innate magic power as stated by Dante. And we actually got an idea of what Jack is capable of in his paladin form if we take a look at episode 4, where it is stated Jack's severing magic can split the earth in two. And so after getting this power up, he will finally be able to achieve achieve this feat. I'd rather he didn't, mind you, because I actually quite like her. But this all sets up Jack versus Yami for real. It also adds a teeny tiny bit of weight to Lucius's claims that he can give everyone a perfect life if they let him have his way. Because, let's all be honest, Jack ain't doing shit to Yami under normal circumstances. But once he's a paladin, it's a different story. And I know this may sound like a death sentence for our Chad, however, he also has a trick up his sleeve. Because Yami hasn't had the best of weeks so far. I mean, as far as he's aware, Julius, traitor, Asta, dead, Jack, dead, Morgan, evil. Life can't really get much worse for our guy. You could say he's teetering on the edge of despair. If you cast your minds back to chapter 323, Yami gained a devil heart, which made his body overflow with magic after the Qliphotht tree ritual. Now, that plotline hasn't really been touched since, and we've seen the effect despair can have on those with a 4-leaf grimoire by looking at when Patchery became a dark elf. However, Yami only has a 3-leaf, so what's different? Well, Yami's heart itself is what has been infected by a devil, not his grimoire. Furthermore, we know that Yami comes from a clan of ancient assassin descendants that distinguished themselves on many battlefields during the Age of Wars, known as the Kijin. Back then, as warriors, they were placed in charge of security of Goshu, a territory at the far edge of the Land of Sun, ruled by the Yuno clan. Yami's father was both proud and obsessed with his heritage, raising Yami and Ichika with the goal of transforming them into terrifying killer warriors so that they could one day live up to their title as the heir to the Kijin. In Japanese Buddhism, Kijin is a type of Oni, a kind of demonic creature of great strength and fearful appearance, revered as both kind gods and dreaded as angry demons. We saw this reflected within Yami's father, who states that his blood is crying out for violence, yearning for war and bloodshed, claiming that peace was useless and that the Yami clan shouldn't be just sat around protecting the boonies. And whilst he failed to coerce Yami into thinking this way as well, we saw what a Yami clan member can do with their Kijin powers unleashed, as when Ichika was fed a demon soul pill, she massacred the entire clan on her own. But with the final arc upon us, now makes the most sense for Yami to also awaken his dormant Kijin ability through the power of his devil heart and falling into despair, especially when you consider that Yami is also about to go up against Morgan. Chapter 357 states that the two were a well-known duo, with light magic being the most powerful of the lot, whilst dark magic was the most mysterious. We also know that dark magic has a strong connection to the power of the underworld, as it is a necessary component to open the Tree of Qliphotht, making it arcane stage. This is all setting up towards a huge battle of light versus dark like we've never seen before. Last time we had it with Yami versus Patchery, but now it's gonna be devil boosted. Yami awakening his Kijin form nicely ties the Clover Kingdom and the Hino country together, which is important as both Asta and Ichika are on their way to help battle Lucius, and there's nobody better to help bring Yami back to his senses than them. It'll also be a nice parallel now that Ichika knows the truth of what she did to her clan. She'll now do everything she can to stop Yami committing the same atrocities as a Kijin that she originally thought he had done all those years ago. However, Jack is not the only one dealing with a death wish, as mereoleona is currently fighting Morris with her finest Fuegoleon cosplay.
You can't keep getting away with it!
Morris has disintegrated her entire arm, and she has had to replace it with pure mana just like her brother did, who, by the way, is kinda just an NPC nowadays. Remember when everyone wanted this dude to be the next Wizard King? Yeah, how times change, huh?
Why must you let me suffer?
Now, unlike her brother, Sis Goleon is a complete boss-ass bitch. She unleashes her Hellfire Incarnate spell, which catches Morris by surprise, as he finds it interesting that she is so blessed by mana, thanks to her spending most of her time out in the wilderness, hunting wild animals and basking in natural mana. But this is no problem for Morris, as he's blessed by something far greater than just mana: Lucius Sama. This means he now has a new spell that gives him the ability to basically just delete people from existence with just a touch by making their bodies decompose. However, this is no issue for Siscolion, as her arm can't decompose as it does not exist. Thus, it becomes a battle of attrition. Despite Morris's tentacles regenerating faster than Mereoleona can destroy them, the nature of her Hellfire Incarnate spell thrives as time passes. As the flames around her body grow hotter, so does her outrageous level of power. But even still, she can't keep it up forever due to the fact that her body will eventually lose shape until it becomes pure mana and disappears. And so, to try and give her the upper hand in battle, her NPC squad mates sacrifice their lives to keep her from being touched. But in typical good guy style, she can't bear the sight of her comrades sacrificing themselves. Oh wait, never mind. God damn, she just straight up burns them alive, turning them to complete ash. Give this woman a medal for crying out loud. She is the GOAT. She isn't done yet though, as she orders the other NPCs to do something worthwhile for once, forcing them to throw their lives away and be her shield, otherwise she will just kill them herself.
Mom, can you pick me up? I'm scared.
Fagolion points out that Morris has a limit and cannot decompose and regenerate forever, but as I've already explained, so does Mereoleona. This is why Morris points out that no matter how foolish or incompetent she may be, Lucius will always revive her. This is important as, just like Jack, if and when Siscolion eventually kicks the bucket and is reborn with an undying body, the Hellfire Incarnated limit will no longer restrict her. Because even if her body does burn away into complete nothingness, Lucius will always give her a new one, meaning both Jack and Mereoleona will fulfill their full potential once they are reborn. Think of it like this: your body is fully capable of achieving a great feat. However, it collapses from exhaustion before it can do so. But by just injecting a little bit of extra energy into your system, aka becoming a paladin, you can create an undying body that can't get tired. And that's why it's important to check out our partners GamerSups and use code ABD, because it really helps the channel. Gives you the energy you need to create an undying body of your own. Cheers. However, before Mereoleona can die, she has one final trick up her sleeve to try and win. She uses the flames that Hellfire Incarnate has built up and unleashes them in a brand new spell as a tribute to the comrades she killed. It is Caladios Brachium Purgatory Cremation. Now, we've seen a similar spell in the past, Purgatory Abyss, be able to destroy a full-on ancient demon in chapter 275. But this time we're talking on a whole different level, as she lands the final blow on Morris, burning him to a crisp. Or at least that's what she hopes anyway. But let's be honest, this guy has more plot armor than most shonen protagonists at this point. He survived being banished from the Diamond Kingdom, being Lucifero's devil host, and becoming whatever this is. Oh! So yeah, I don't think a little bit of fire is going to be any problem for him, to be honest. However, if you're in the mood for some more fire, then make sure you check out this video on your screen right now.